Isolated. I haven't had the ability to write for what seems like a lifetime. This deprivation is what weighed on me the most. Not the lack of food, not the change of scenery. They wouldn't let me write anything down. Well, at least not without them present. I remember that day vividly. First, they let me out. Even though the hallway was still gray and drab, the new experience was a shock to my system, significantly different from the usual captivity. I tried to match the rhythm of the nameless guard's footsteps as we echoed down the long corridor. I followed close behind as if I had choice. Cold concrete encapsulates us and seemed to cast a spell of synthetic calmness, obedience. We arrived at a blue door. It seemed odd to the concrete maze. As I went through the doorway, I found myself in another typical gray dema room. The only difference was who was waiting for me. 4 of them. 3 of them were unknown to me, but one was clearly Keon's. I knew his voice. They proposed an idea, a television show or whatever it is. I had no idea that I was known outside of my cell, but they informed me that I have garnered notoriety for my schemes and outbursts. They wanted to use my face for the benefit of the city. They handed me a pen, a familiar instrument, yet they must be present when I use it. They wanted to manage my imagination and vision. Although shackled, at least I could create again. Thus began the sessions. Every day my cell door would open. I followed the guard down the familiar hall through the blue door and sit down at the desk and chair. My designated creative space, perfectly centered under their watchful eye. Sometimes 3, sometimes 8. But not once were all 9 present. He was never there. I would have felt it if he was. At the end of the session, Keons would take my pen, gather my writings, and send me back. This went on for months. What were they creating? I wasn't sure. A variety show with songs and set pieces? Were the rulers of this stifled city actually attempting entertainment for its people? Everything I created had to be used for the benefit of the citizens of Dema, a phrase I heard often. I didn't question them. I was happy to be out of my cell and putting words to paper. On the final day, after I wrote the last line, they asked me what to name it. The question caught me off guard. This seemed like a decision they would make. Show day. They dressed me up and asked me to smile, a poor attempt of hiding my sleep deprivation. It was all so colorful, as if compensating for the grayness of the city. It was a blur. Before I knew it, it was over, and back in my cell. I can only remember fragments, only blurred hallucinations of colors and chaos, like a dream. Confusion hangs overhead. What was it all for? But it wasn't over. I guess it went over well enough, they requested more of me. I was useful to Dema, and my creativity was exploited in new forms. They wanted me to be the entertainment for the annual assemblage of the glorified, a performance at sea for the premier citizens of Dema. I knew those days, those weren't real bishops on the ship. I quickened the entry. I needed to keep up with the torchbearer. During the performance, we were attacked by something in the water. I don't know what possessed the creature to attack, but it was odd and felt incredibly intentional. Many lost their lives in the attack. I was thrashed through the bitter cold water, yet somehow survived. Did this icy cold preserve me? Why was I spared? I am still so cold as I write. This place feels foreign. Nothing like Trench. From the frigid sea, the air here feels somehow colder than the water that surrounds it. I have a strange feeling that this island will provide answers. I must go. Clancy. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope you're having a good day today. Hope your day's going well and hope it continues to go well. That was the latest journal entry from Clancy. The Clancy who people thought was dead. The Clancy we haven't heard from since the last letter that came out when the Chlorine music video got released. We haven't heard from Clancy since. And we got the message several times saying Clancy is dead, yet Clancy is alive and well. And this letter proves that Tyler Joseph is actually Clancy. This journal right here proves all of it. It was talking about the live stream experience. It was talking about the Saturday music video. Clancy is the one who wrote Scaled and Icy. Clancy is the one who named the album. They asked Clancy to smile. It was all hallucination. The dream. It was all a dream to Clancy, which we know everything in the live stream experience was a dream, as per Tyler putting down the guitar in front of Trash Dragon at the very end. The thing symbolizes Tyler's imagination. We started where we ended. It was all one big cycle, all one big dream. All the hallucinations, the chaos that happened at the very end of the live stream experience, it was all a dream. And I'll explain that that Saturday music video is the assemblage of the Glorified, the festival that they hold, and everyone who was on that sub was the elite in dema, the dema social elite, if you will, because it says the premier citizens of dema, aka the upper class people, and all the bishops that were on the sub weren't real. No, all 9 bishops are still alive, and this also means that Tyler's bishop is Keon's, and that Nico just went to go get Tyler because Nico knew that Tyler was powerful and drug it back to dema, which makes all these journals make sense. So why did Tyler use the Clancy name? Well, DMA.org on Twitter had this amazing idea that, and some people have speculated this already before, that Clancy was just a pen name. This is so no one would know who Tyler is. It's a pen name. It's a pseudonym. So that way people don't point to Tyler and be like, oh, Clancy, yes, you. And the letter mentions a torchbearer. This is obviously Josh Dunn, because Josh bears the torch. You see in the preview picture of the outside music video, Josh bears the torch. You see in other music videos, Josh is holding a torch, such as Levitate, such as Nico and the Niners. Josh is the torch bearer. It all is starting to make sense now. And it's amazing. Clancy is Tyler. Tyler is Clancy. And we'll see where to go from here. But man, that is actually amazing. The reason why we're getting this information again now is because the demo storyline is coming to an end. The next album, which tomorrow isn't the end of the demo storyline as many people have speculated for some reason. I don't understand that. If you can explain to me, let me know. But tomorrow isn't the end of the demo storyline. It's just the beginning. The beginning of the ends. And yeah. Anyway, guys. See you then. That's a lot to take in. We'll talk about more tomorrow at the live stream that's happening 30 minutes after the outside music video premieres live on YouTube. So come hang out. We'll talk about theories. We'll talk about my ideas. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. And good night. More importantly, have a good day. And I'll see you later.